Hey, everybody. Just a few thoughts that I had about yesterday's election. Record number of voters came out. Kurt, you went out and voted?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah?
I actually had a little bit of difficulty voting.
Why?
I got a mail-in ballot, so they wouldn't let me vote in the actual ballot itself.
I know so many people who had
I
this.
had to fill it out, and they said, no, you're not allowed to vote. You have to fill out your mail-in ballot and give it to them. And I'm like, but I like the whole feeling of actually going into the booth and actually
putting it in there. It feels like the 1800s. So
Yeah.
you have to put that little thing in and make sure that it, lines up.
Yeah.
I was with my husband and he was right next to me and I was talking to him as I was voting. And he goes, Deborah, you messed me up because he didn't get it in right. I'm like, but don't blame me. He and I differ somewhat on our politics. We do. But I have a lot to say about this. First of all, a record number of women won. And I was talking to a friend of mine today and she said to me, look, I don't care if she has a vagina. I don't care if he's got a penis. I just want to make sure that they're there doing what my values state. And I kind of get that, but it's important because 100 years ago, we weren't even able to vote. So
yeah, it's still a milestone. I mean,
it's a major milestone. I will confess that whenever I saw a woman running, I'm going for that, and I checked the female box. I really did.
Not only women, but of color as well. I mean, we have so many different types of
first
coming.
American, Native American.
Yeah,
I was just thrilled about that. You just think we've all been through a lot. Women have, and people of color, and various nationalities. I'm glad to see them up here. That is what we're supposed to be about, right?
Yeah. I was watching online during the coverage last night. They said this isn't a blue wave coming in. This is a rainbow wave of different colors and ethnicities coming into office right now. So
that's really well put. By the way, I'm talking to my engineer, Kurt Carlson. We love to talk politics here behind the scenes. And we were finished with our show with Leslie Zemeckis. And next week, we've got Gloria Allred coming on. And she's got a lot to say about all this. So I'm very excited about that. So maybe chime in this week. If you have any questions or anything you'd love for me to ask Gloria Allred, please do that. That would be terrific because we've got a lot to talk to her about. But you know what I wanted to mention? We were talking about this off camera. Yeah. The measures, the props, they're very, very confusing.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the ones that I voted for didn't pass, and some of the ones did pass, and I'm convinced that if people read them carefully,
well, I mean, I had to sit down.
It would be a different outcome.
Yeah, I had to sit down with my wife and figure out what we were actually voting yes on.
The gas
and no
tax.
On.
Did you vote for that?
I believe.
I wanted it repealed. I mean, it's 12 cents a gallon, but it's a matter of where it's going. Yeah. And I like to hold my politicians accountable. I absolutely believe in helping people and things that we need, but a lot of times our politicians aren't accountable. They take that tax. And then where's the money going? That's my problem.
Well, I mean, that's what a lot of the propositions is like almost every single one wanted to raise taxes in some form or another.
Man, if we're not careful. I mean, who'd you vote for governor?
I voted for Newsom, I believe. It was the guy. That was
Newsom or Cox?
Yeah, it was Newsom.
Do you want to know who I voted for?
Who?
I left it blank.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the job that Newsom's done, and I think that Cox has done a lousy job getting his message out there. And I thought, guess what? Neither of you deserve my vote, so I knew Newsom was going to win anyway, so it didn't really matter. But
what was your on Prop 7, the daylight savings time one? My wife was really heated about that one for some reason.
I'm heated about that. Why do we need this?
Yeah.
Why are we wasting our time on this? What happened to that one?
It looks like it's yes. They're going to conform California daylight savings times to federal law, so it'll allow the legislator to change daylight savings time periods if they want.
Why can't we just keep this one? There's so many problems going on in this state. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Why was your wife heated about that?
Well, she doesn't like daylight savings time either because she's from Arizona and they don't follow daylight savings time.
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
There.
Every time I fly over there for a baseball tournament, it's like, wait a minute, what time is it?
Yeah. So you always have to figure out, it's like, because sometimes we're in the same time zone as them, even though they're in a separate time zone.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're not because, the daylight savings is off.
I guess the answer is don't go to Arizona.
Yeah. Hey, if I could avoid it, I would.
Yeah.
But my mother-in-law's there.
Oh, okay, mother-in-law.
Yeah.
What else?
So it looks like Proposition 8 is voted no, or is going to be a no. Mm-hmm. That regulates the kidney dialysis. Proposition 10 is no, so that's for the rent control. That was a big one.
But see what I mean? So many people, you have to read through them to make sure that you're voting the right way according to your values. just an interesting election. I'm glad that it got people interested. I hope people aren't interested in for the wrong reason, where they get too excited based on what other people are saying, particularly on social media. If I see one more person on my feed saying, vote blue or you're not my friend, I'm thinking, wow, that kind of sucks. I mean, you have the right to vote however you choose. This is a democracy, and I tend to vote more blue, but I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. I have plenty of people going red down the line, and we just don't talk politics at dinner.
I mean, it's hard to like vote red or blue. I mean, can't we just, like you were saying earlier, can't we just have an intelligent conversation about this? I mean, what does it matter what party affiliation you are if you're just going to be an idiot when you get into office?
I've been asking that my whole life, and I've just decided I can't even bother anymore because these green parties and these independent parties never seem to gain any traction.
Yeah,
so we always seem to have one side or the other.
Yeah, I would love to vote third party, but it's always you're throwing your vote away if you vote third party.
Yeah, remember Ross Perot?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a perfect example of an independent party guy with money to burn too on his campaign, and nothing really happened. But anyway, I'm glad that it was an immense voter turnout. I think this should be an interesting year, and just be careful and mindful. Hold all of our politicians accountable, and if they're raising your taxes, find out why. And then find out if that money is really going to go toward what they say. I was never in favor of the legalization of pot because I didn't know what they were going to do with the money. And I'd still like to know what they're doing with the money. Now, they say they're going to do something with it, but are they doing that? Or does it go toward administrative costs? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm big on that stuff.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a huge amount of money that was coming in, but
where is it?
Yeah, they didn't say where
Believe
it was going.
Me, it's lots of layers of administration that they build up, and then the people that are supposed to get it don't get it. So, just be mindful out there. I'm glad everybody went to vote. Thanks for listening to me, and we'll see you next week with Gloria Allred. Bye.